Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. Uh, it so yesterday, I can confirm that my brain is back. Like my brain, whatever, whatever this stupid virus that I have does to me. The hardest part of it is it makes me feel dumb. Like it literally makes it difficult to think. And so I felt yesterday like I was pretty good. And that was good because I got assigned a couple of really difficult tasks for the side job. And one of them is I thought it was approachable, or at least it was something I could try to figure out. And it took me about 3 hours to trace through this problem. It's a pretty big problem. And I did it. I successfully traced the problem to its root. Uh, I had to build a flow chart just to keep it all straight in my head because I was getting lost in open browser tabs open VS Code tabs, trying to sort this problem out. But I found it, and then came the problem of how do I fix it, because the problem was recursive. It was a recursive issue where doing something was triggering something which also re-triggered the original thing. It did have an end. It's not like it was an infinite recursion, but it was recursive to the point that it was doing the same task over and over and over again, when really it just needed to do it once all at the end. And I still don't have a solution in place. I still haven't fully wrapped my head around how to fix it. But I found the problem. And so I messaged the product owner and I was like, hey, I think I know what the problem is. I'm not positive I know how to fix it. Let's talk. And he said, okay. So I got him on. I showed him what was going on, and he went, "Oh, good job finding that, right?" And he said, "You want me to tell you how to fix it?" And I said, "Maybe." And he goes, "I don't want you to feel like I said, "Am I going to feel stupid when you tell me?" And he's like, "Maybe. I don't know. It's a pretty easy fix." And I was like, "All right." And then he told me what to do. He told me that I said, "This is my thought process," and he goes, "Yeah, that's exactly what you need to do." And I went, "All right." The problem is I still haven't figured out how to make that actually work. I know what I need to do, but that's not the point. The point is, afterwards, later that evening, yesterday evening, he told me, I just got this message, and he was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know you did a really great job. Like, that was a lot, and you figured it out. And I told him, I joked with him when I talked to him that I felt like my brain was leaking out of my nose at a few times trying to figure this thing out. And, um, and so I said something along the lines of, there was definitely some moments of idiocy in there. And he responded and said, don't. It's fun to joke around with things like that, but don't keep saying that you're stupid, because that'll stick, and then you'll believe it. And I'm like, I agree with him. But I got this little boost. He basically said this was a freaking awesome job. Like, that was a hard problem to figure out, and it this is the first time I've ever really dove into somebody else's code base on a very extensive project. This is a big project. Like, it's kind of mind-bogglingly big. Um, and I had to dig through it and find a problem that was not super evident, obviously, or he would have figured out how to fix it already. And I found it. And for all the times that I haven't found something, or that I've, my day job took me 2 years to find a bug and fix it. Um, there's so much, like, uh, people like to throw around the terms of imposter syndrome, and I don't necessarily think it is, but the idea is that I'm not good enough. I'm not a good enough developer when I can't look at this and figure this out. But the reality is nobody can. The reality is, like, I could look at code that I wrote last year and not be able to figure it out. Was I an imposter when I wrote that code? No. Am I an imposter now because I can't figure it out? No. Like, it's just a matter of when you read a lot about development, when you read development books, when you read engineering books, when you read uh, blogs posts about how I did something super clever, it makes it seem like everybody else in this space is way better than you. And the fact of the matter is, there are probably a lot of people that are better than you, but the most of us are the exact same. Like, we're trying to figure it out as we go too. And it was a good reminder. It was a good reminder that I've been stumbling my way through this this career, this development career now for a large portion of my life, and I've always felt like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go. And I think the realization is that's normal and it's okay. And finding something like this bug that I picked out yesterday was a very big test of my skill. And I, he recognized that. He's like, that was freaking awesome. And you know, he said, you're clearly a pro. Like, this is what it is. And that felt good. It felt good to just know that maybe I'm not as bad as I think I am. I think there's a lot of room for me to grow, and I think that's true for all of the skills that I possess. I think even skills that I would claim to have mastery of, there's a lot of room to grow. And this is no different, right? And I think that's part of the reason why I've been really enjoying this project, is because I'm growing a lot. Not only like with the technology that we're using for this project, but just in overall scope, I'm growing. I've grown a whole lot, and I think that's a powerful thing, right? Growth is, I think, something that we should all strive for. But for me, it's important. It's the thing that drives me to do stuff. It's growth, right? And it was just great to find out that I'm not an imposter. At least for that moment. Trying to solve this problem, now that I have picked it out, well, I still feel like an imposter there. But I'll figure it out. What do you got going on this weekend? Anything exciting? I do not have anything exciting going on this weekend, and I'm the most excited about that. So, let me know what you're doing in the comments down below. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is odoriferous. It is an adjective meaning bad smelling or foul. Eleanor believed she would enjoy her weekend trek through the South American rainforest, but she found the animals too noisy, the constant rain unpleasant, and the forest's odoriferous vegetation distasteful. Odoriferous. O-D-O-R-I-F-E-R-O-U-S. I have been known to be very odoriferous. Especially after I eat milk products.